Hmm. How you doing, guys?
Hey, how's it going, Arturo?
Good. Yourself, man? How you been?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. How's your week, man?
It's going pretty good. Working on getting a contract signed,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's a good thing.
What does that? I
Lease
know.
option.
What's that one?
Say what?
What's the story on that one?
Well, it's a condo, and the seller, she just wants to get rid of it. It's like it's a headache for her. She doesn't want to maintain it anymore. She just wants to sell it. And also, she was renting it out prior, but had bad experience with the tenants, the homeowner associations, like giving her calls, blowing up her phone. So
Oh,
she
wow.
doesn't want to deal with that stuff anymore.
Okay. So she's selling it to you outright, or you're taking over the payments?
Yeah, this is a lease option deal. I'm going to put a tenant buyer in there.
Oh, okay. Lisa. Yeah. What city is this in?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good market for that, huh?
Oh yeah.
There you go, man. That's as long as the numbers work, you're good, man. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah,
How'd you get that
thanks.
lead?
Texting.
Texting. Okay. What kind of
Yep.
was it a list for sale by owner or?
Oh, it was Fishbowl, Zillow.
Okay, Zillow. Okay. You doing that scrapings through Justin or you
Yeah,
can
it's
do
through
you just
Justin.
do perfect. That's good, man. So a text. Hey, I'm interested in putting that. What text? I know he had updated his texting platform, like not his platform, but his template about putting an executive tenant there. Is that where you're texting them?
Yeah, I used his exact template.
Okay. That's good, man. And it works. I know it works. I was here, I was on his training what was it on Tuesday, I think. He had the take over your payments and walk away training, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. When people call you and they ask you how does it work, well, yeah, take
Yep.
over your payments and you walk away. There shouldn't be any confusion.
Yep.
So I know it works.
Pretty
I
straightforward.
haven't done any lease options in my area. I haven't done any lease options. I do wraps. I do take over. Yeah, I take over payments. I don't do the leases, and I stay in the middle to do wraps. And that's what I was doing today. I'm closing one today where I'm taking over the payments. I'm giving the seller the equity, which is around 26K. I need to go get a cash check for that. Give her 26K. They owe 38 payments, like 350, which is nothing compared to now. The house is probably worth like 150. I'm getting it for 65. This one, I'm just gonna clean it out and I'm gonna list it for 109
Oh,
as
okay.
is. So I'll probably sell it for 100. So I'll probably be making around 30 after everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats on that.
So, yeah, thank you, my guy. So yeah, again, paperwork is key. Again, I got the payoffs from the bank already. I have the power of attorney that I'm gonna have to sign today. I have the deed to me, which is an important one. I have the letter of authorization to allow me to talk to the bank directly. I'm making the promissory note where I'm gonna take over the payments. And yeah, I'm gonna go get the cashier's check, give it to them. Right now, I'm gonna cut this short probably at around 12:30 because I need to go get the cashier's check one, and then I need to meet the client at her house, make sure that she's ready to go. So once she closes, she gets her check, and I get the keys, and then I'm gonna go get I'll probably have to go rekey it. This client's a little bit iffy, so I'm gonna have to go rekey it to make sure that they don't move back in.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
is
so
wraps like your primary strategy?
well, this one's gonna be what I this one, it could be a wrap, but again, it needs to work, the house itself. So I was like, let me just sell it outright. Just sell it outright. So basically take it over and subject to for maybe like 3 months, pay $1,500 in monthly payments and list it. As it just the main thing once I get it is just hire somebody to clean it, get a dumpster in there, and then just take pictures and put it up in the MLS. And that's pretty much what I do. When it's a nice house that is moving ready, that there's no issues with it, then yeah, I'll just owner finance it myself, take over the payments and wrap it. So, but again, the house needs to be livable. This one's livable again because they were living there, but again, condition wise, it's not that great. So I was like, nah, it's I can open myself a can of worms if I do sell it as is, and they find out more bad things about it. Because it's, again, once you sell it as is and they buy it as is, that's it. But of course, a new buyer can always say, well, I wasn't disclosed this, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, so that's one of them that I'm working on. I have another property I locked up yesterday. It took a while to fucking lock it up, which I'm probably gonna make around 25 on that one. That I have to go show a buyer on it. That one, the market shifted, right? So in my area, even though the market shifted as far as what happened is the market went up in price, right? Because the rates were low. Well, the rates are now high and the market's still high as far as the values of houses. So, but not everybody qualifies. But that area where I got this property, it's a real desired area. So the person that's gonna buy it is gonna have probably making around 150K a year, so that it doesn't matter the interest rate for them. For the entry level houses, which are around the 100K, 150K for my area, those houses you have to be real careful with your client because they have to qualify for the amount of the payment, and the rates being at 5 or 6 or 7, it doesn't qualify. But this one's gonna be like a more desirable area, maybe not the first time home buyer, maybe the second time home buyer. So they're more stable, so they can afford a little bit more, and they don't mind the rates.
That's awesome.
So that's one. Yeah, go ahead, man. So yeah, that's gonna be that one, which I'm gonna do today. And I'm gonna show. I'm closing this one at 3. I gotta go pick up the keys, close, pick up the keys, give the cashier's check, go to the house, relock it, and then meet the other investor at the house probably around 5. So that I can show it to her. It's a full rehab. So there's no, I have a bit of walkthrough, so there's no major thing that needs to see because we're not taking over. We're not saying that it's not rehab. It's a full rehab because in order to get the 290, which I'm thinking the 290 is the resale value, you have to make sure that you basically upgrade everything.
All right, so this is an assignment right here.
What was that?
Are you assigning this one, the one you're going to make 25K on?
Yeah, that won't be an assignment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that won't be an assignment. Because again, I can list it. But again, it's much easier when it's a lower. Again, for me, it's much easier when it's like when I have some skin in the game for the owner, and I buy it and I get the deed. For this one, I don't like listing my what's it called, my assignments when I only have the contract to purchase. A couple of times here in my area, I've gotten burned where they reach out to the client, to the owner. I've handled those conversations, but again, I just rather avoid them. And this lady, she's pretty solid as far as a buyer, so I'm good with that. Good. Just showing it to her. Yeah, so it's a quick one. That one came through it was an RVM for a hot zone. So basically what I did, I looked at areas in my area that were hot as far as where new investors were going. I called them the hot zones. And then I got all their information. And then I started RVM them because I was doing both RVM and text. But again, my cost went up and I saw more on my text penetration was real low as far as they were coming back as bad text. So I was like, let me just do RVMs. And the thing about RVM, even if it's a landline or a phone, they still get the missed call. So the key here is to pick up the calls. As soon as they come in, pick up calls. So that you can bat them from there.
Okay. Hey man, when you are doing assignments, what objections do you usually get from sellers?
I don't. What do you mean?
Like, let's say when you're calling like on ugly houses, like what objections do you usually deal with the sellers, like when talking to them and negotiating?
Well, the thing about this, they're cold callers. So it's cold
calls. Okay.
So
you have cold callers,
I don't have
so you don't really deal with that.
So yeah, when it's a cold call, it's literally like you are going against the grain because they don't have no interest. The way you got to do is pattern interrupt. Again, if you go back on my videos, what I do, I just say, hey, did you guys get my letter? Just to have them pause from being mean and being angry that somebody called them, and then it gets them thinking, what letter, right? The first thing, right? And then you throw, yeah, it was a green letter. It was mailed to the house on Main Street. And they're like, what are you talking about? Because we know their houses on Main Street.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, my boss spoke to somebody in the area, said they were interested in. See, my boss spoke to somebody in that area, seeing they were interested in selling their house there on Main Street. Was it you or was it somebody else? It's like, and they might get mad. He's like, well, and you question them again. Well, is your house on Main Street? Because remember, you didn't give him the house number.
Right.
He's like, yeah, is that the only house on Main Street? Like, no, okay, so it's probably not you. But again, I appreciate you picking up the call. In case you have interest, again, my boss he has a big red truck that says I buy house on the side. We can definitely extend an offer to you as well. But for now, it's probably a bad number. Remember, by the time they heard all that spill, they heard what my boss does. They heard it's a big red truck that says I buy houses. So if they had any interest, they'll raise their hand. Now, the reason why if it's a hot zone, they just buy area, right? But if it's when I'm like, I put my list every week, there are maybe like a divorce list. I'll throw those in. Like if it's a call calling from divorce, he's like, yeah, my boss spoke to somebody there on Main Street. He was buying their house because they were having relationship issues, and I think they were getting divorced. So we were able to buy it from them and avoid them from paying the court for everything else. Then you throw in their what's it called? Their pain point, the divorce. They're in the divorce list, right? Not telling them, but telling them. And then if they, of course, if they want to, they'll raise their hand. If they want to sell you the house, they'll raise their hand. And if not, if it's not, mind you this, once it's a verified contact, that's a verified owner, because sometimes the numbers don't come in, right? Yep. And the numbers are incorrect. But once it's a verified owner, and I call them, let's say I call them from landline number 1, and they say, no, not interested. I might follow up in about 3 months from the same line. And if they say, no, I already told you I'm not interested. Some people don't even remember that we talked or that we had a conversation, right? Oh, but if they're not interested in a month or in 3 months and they tell me stop, then what I do, the next time that I reach out as a new client in line number 2, second phone line. Because again, I already know those clients, they're eventually going to sell the house. Right. Again, it's a matter of time. So once I have a verified owner, I keep on, those are my contact touches that I follow up. Right now, I have probably around 1,000 clients in follow-up that I do, that I keep on pushing them. Maybe like 30 a day that I either text them or, hey, Happy New Year. We had talked about your house. Hope you're still not interested. If you are, let me know. And then those are my constant contact clients. So yeah, as soon as I get that's like my pool of buyers, my pool of sellers, because this one that I locked up yesterday came from that list. And again, I had base with them back in, I think, probably May of last year. And they're over 175. And they said no, and then no. And then I did May, and then I did August, and then I did Thanksgiving, and then I did Christmas. Again, Happy Christmas. I did a Christmas text, and then I did a Happy New Year. And then I was eventually able to go see the house, and I locked it up. So
that's
it was just
awesome.
It was in my follow-up, and it's my manual follow-up. I don't, because I want to know exactly what I'm doing as far as follow-ups. I don't have they're not automatic follow-ups. The only thing that I call a follow-up is like for today, this is my list. Hey, this is the list that you got to call today, or this is the list you got to text today, or this is the list that I do RVMs on. So those are the ones that I follow up every single day. I have several. They come in, and I use reply. I use the birth date tag for them to remind me what day comes in. And of course, the tag was, let's say, March, and today's the 9th, so March 9th.
Man.
Yeah, man. Again, the key is just once you start getting your portfolio of accounts that you got to follow up, that's your bread and butter. People can pay you for that, because all those accounts are verified accounts. They're in good areas. There's there's
Yep.
an issue with them. So it's a matter of time when they sell it. You just gotta be on top of mind with the client. But yeah, again, that's the way that I do it. And again, like today, that I'm gonna close on that one, and then once I close, I'm gonna go look at this one. I have another one in another area that just sold on MLS. I bought it and I put it on MLS, and it's sold. So hopefully that won't close in April. I have another lot that I'm waiting for. What's it called? For the affidavit questionnaire that needs to get filled out. I already have that one sold. I have a follow up that I did yesterday for an account that I got for 50 when the market was slow. Now the same 50 contract, that house went up almost like 100K, but I have it locked up at 50.
Yeah, so your hands are
So
full.
again, it's just yeah, and that's why I try to what's it called? My goal is to do 40 deals a year. It's good enough where it
40
keeps me
deals?
busy enough. 40 deals, yeah, that's my goal for the year. It keeps me busy, but it doesn't overwhelm me. It keeps me busy from in the morning to like 6 p.m. You know what I mean? It doesn't keep me busy to like 10 p.m. It just gives me, again, it keeps me motivated. Again, I wake up, I gotta do this. It doesn't give me time to rest. I don't want time to rest. That's why I would say, oh, maybe I should get someone that I can definitely just put in a VA that manages my. It's easy. It'll be super easy to teach somebody to do what I do. Just step out. But then again, what do I do now? I don't want to be just resting. Again, I come from big corporate, and I want to do something that I feel like I'm doing. Maybe once I get a little bit older, and then I want to do other things. You know, okay, let me get a VA that can be my manager for because I only have one VA that does my clerical work.
Wow.
So I can get somebody to do my work, be my manager of my accounts, do the follow-ups, call clients, or do basically what I'm doing. The main thing that I do is the most important thing that I still want to keep is basically talking to clients, which that's where my biggest return on my investment is talking to the actual clients. But yeah, man, that's my what's it called, my business as far as my model. Keep it slim, keep it thin. Don't spend too much. My marketing costs for the year last year was like 8,000, I think.
8,000, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and this year should be less because I put bandit signs. Bandit signs is one of the biggest ones that I use. So the bandit signs and cold caller. The cold caller, because I do have a VA, but I had a full-time cold caller last year, kind of spotty full-time. But those were my biggest expenses. Even though he was like part-time-ish, that was my biggest expense for the year, the cold caller. So he's gone because now I'm doing the RVMs and he's doing some other stuff personal. So it's just me doing the RVMs. I pick up the calls. Most of the times, if I don't have time, I'll just wait. And then I have a trigger that I put as soon as it drops the call. I look at the call. It's a manual trigger. It's not an automatic trigger. I look at the call and then wait 5 minutes, and I send a trigger with it. It sends them a text about what's it called? Hey, sorry I missed a call. This is your house, just to confirm. And then just to filter them down to make sure they say no, wrong number, or if off, then I put it somewhere else. When I have time, I'll pick up the calls live. More out of 100 calls, I probably get like 30 calls a day. I'll probably pick up like 15 live. And that's what gives me the reps of talking to clients, and it doesn't bore me. But yeah, again, for that, like for the week, that's what I did. Again, I did. I bought a C Buyer. It's a local. It's like they do marketing themselves. I don't know if you guys heard about them. I spoke about them yesterday, multiple times before. Not yesterday, but multiple times before. So I bought their service, which it gives me 40 leads for the month, for like $480. And the two things that it does, it gives me access to the previous leads that they had for the year. So I usually buy them at all of it at the 1 month only, but it gives me the access for last year of leads. So it gives me around 600 leads for the year.
600 leads, man.
So remember, these leads are leads that people had interest in selling. Not everybody sold their house.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what I do, I just text them, hey, I send them the RVM, and then they come back, I'll answer it. And so, yeah, you actually had submitted your information. I was gonna actually send you an email at whatever. The reason why I say email at whatever is them to have social proof that I'm not just calling them through what's it called, random call. I mean, I have your
Okay.
email. Oh, okay. So they kind of like they lower their angriness of someone calling them. It's like, yeah, well, you had interest in seeing an offer for this house. I don't know if you sold it or you still have interest, but if you do have interest, again, we can definitely put some pen to paper and give you an offer. And I have 3 already, and I just started the campaign yesterday that I need to send offers. One on a 1.2 acre lot with a house. 1 takeover payments in my area, and then the other one, which was it? I have in there 2 brothers that were relocating. So it's just a matter. You see those accounts out of those 400, it's dripping 1 every 2 minutes, and I already have several leads from it. And I only
That's
need 1
great.
lead to pay. It cost me 480. So with 1 lead, it pays for that. So that was the reason why my marketing is gonna go down, because if I keep it for them to give me the 12 the what's called the 40 leads a month at 480, and then just keep that will be my only marketing. I wouldn't do any marketing anywhere else. Just the texting that I do for my personal niche accounts that I do. It'll probably bring down my marketing cost to like 6,000 a year, maybe like 6,500 or 7,000 a year, because I still have bandit signs from my last year that didn't go down because I changed the technique of how I put them, so now they stay up longer. So I have
Can you
like
talk more about
700
the bandit sign strategy?
So what I did, and I just they started putting down my signs, the city and other investors in my area. So what I did, I just put them higher.
Oh,
I found a technique that I did to put them higher, higher, and then nail them, not higher with the staple, because the staple they'll fall off, but the nail, those nails stick out. So they're up probably like what. You haven't seen those they're probably like 20, yeah, like 18 feet up.
okay.
But
So do you have like a
is
sign
simple.
hammer?
It's just, what was that?
Like, did you make a sign hammer, or did you buy one from someone?
I made one. But you can probably buy one. You can probably buy one. The hack that I can tell you, just send me a text, is the quickness that it gets to get done. I can put a bandit sign within 7 seconds.
Yeah, I need to know how to
probably
do
like
that.
20 feet high.
Yeah, I need to know how to do that.
Probably like 20 feet high. And my bandit sign, it only says I buy houses and the number. That's it. Why? Because the number has to be real big, because it's gonna be up there.
Yep.
I can't put I take over payment or land only, whatever. It has to say just I buy houses, and that's it. And my number. And the number has to be more than half. My bandit signs are 18 by 12. So the numbers
those are like the
close
smaller
to,
signs.
Yeah, they're like probably, you can get the big ones, but again, cost.
Yeah, the cost.
For me,
They cost a lot more.
Cost low. Yes, they're $2. I know the regular ones are $1. The ones that I use, if you buy over 100, if you buy the big ones, it's $2. So if your marketing cost for bandit signs was 4,000 for the year, you just doubled it to 8,000.
Okay.
And you might see a bigger return, but again, is it worth $4,000 more? Again, what I'm seeing, because I see my bandit signs in the area. I'm like, yeah, but it's like people are like, what? It's too high. Like, no, people look up at signs. They look up at the stoplight. They look at signs from convenience stores. So it's there. It's pretty big, and the number's pretty visible. And you can see it from the 3 lanes. So let's say there's 2 lanes going one way, and then the turning lane, you can see it from all 3.
All right.
And they stay up longer. I got bandit signs in real heavy traffic that stay up 4 months.
Oh, that's great, man. Like mine usually get taken down within a month.
Yeah, mine used to get taken down probably either by the city or by other wholesalers within what, maybe a week.
Yep. Yeah.
And now I see
Yeah.
them because
A week
I
to a
see how
month.
they tried. So now that since they're nailed and they're high up there, I see how they try to hit them with something, but they don't come out.
Okay.
And if you
So I
don't,
need the
if you're doing
materials you
it
use
just,
for your hammer.
yeah, I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture. Just put in the chat your phone number and I'll text you a picture.
Yeah, I'm driving right now.
Yeah.
So I can't like text and drive.
Yeah, I get you. Well, if you want to give
Yeah.
me your number, I'll text it to you right now.
All right. So it's 716
16. Okay.
359 2734.
Okay. 34.
Yep. 716
Perfect. I'll send you a text right now.
2734. All right. Thanks, man.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. So that's what saved me on marketing costs. I removed my VA that was doing the cold calls. He's good, but he was never that comfortable, not comfortable, but reliable. And then I
That's
spoke to
not good.
Mike, to Vic last time, and that's why I changed my strategy, just doing one RVM every 2 minutes. So I do around 350 RVMs a day, and I probably get like 30 calls, which is good. That's 30 calls plus I probably get like 20 texts. So it's a pretty good penetration. It's almost what? It's almost like 15%. And it costs me around $10 a day.
$10 a day to do that? Man, that's
Yeah, $10
cheap.
a day. It's cheap because I was paying, the reason why I was telling you, because I was paying my VA $40 a day. No, so 3 times 8. Yeah, like $40. Let's see.
Whoa.
3 times 8. Yeah, $24 a day. But again, it was some days he was good on it, and some days he wasn't on it. This one's consistent. Every day, 350 texts, 350 RVMs. And I think it's gonna go down this month, because I was doing a RVM and a text, and now I'm just doing straight RVMs.
Okay.
But the reason why I stay under the radar is because my RVMs go one RVM every 2 minutes.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so with the RVMs, you use an REI reply also too, right?
Yes.
All right. So you know how you get the garbage calls. I need $50,000 down, $25,000 down. People you're not going to do a deal with. How
Okay.
you answering all those calls too, or what?
I answer. If I'm available, I'll probably on average answer like 15 calls a day. Others go to voicemail, and then I wait 5 minutes myself. I see it, right? I see it come. Oh shit, I'm doing something. I see it come in. I don't answer it, and then I go into the app on my phone, and then I see it. Okay, let me send it, and then I wait like a couple of minutes, and then I send them a text. And it's a trigger. I don't text it. It's already a trigger that says if you set missed call text, it'll send it. Hi, sorry I missed your call. Is this your house? We send you a letter. But I learned that from Nick when he was doing his training. He's like, yeah, just do it as a trigger. You don't have to be typing everything. Just pull the trigger, like, and make sure it says, sorry, I missed your call. Is this your, and then you put the contact brackets. Is this your address? We mailed you a letter. And then all you got to do is on the account, tag it as a trigger, and it'll automatically send that text. So with that, it's just straight out RVMs, one RVM. If I pick it up, I'll talk to the client. Yeah, we called you. We send you a letter to this house on Green. Did you get it by any chance? He's like, who's this? Yeah, this Alex. Is your house on Green Bay? He's like, yeah, we mailed you a letter. Somebody had spoke to my boss. They flagged him down. He has a big red truck that says he buys houses. They were interested in maybe seeing an offer. I might have the wrong number. Is this your house? On 123 Main Street. Now you can bring it, because now what I'm doing is that telling the address. He's like, no. Okay, perfect. Wrong number. Oh yes, but I'm not interested. Okay, perfect. Don't worry. Tag it. I tag it. I'll call it Podio. I put it. Let's say today's March. I put it in August the 25th, and then on August 25th, that follow up pops up in my list, and then I send them a text. I can send them a text from the same or an RVM from the same number or a different number. Depends on how the conversation went. And the good thing about REI reply, it records all the calls. So it's just a matter of just keeping track of things the right way. So yeah, guys. Any questions before I leave? I gotta go to the get a cashier's check and get this lady, go see the house and do other stuff. Any questions before we go, guys?
Are you going to be at that event in San Antonio? You in San Antonio, right?
Nah, I'm a little bit south. No, but I'm not with Quentin and Aaron Bevins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. They're good guys, man. The thing about I don't know, they had a lot of bad things going on with them as far as back what's it called? What's it called? People like telling them that because the thing about this is like I tell people, if you stick to real estate, stick to real estate. When you start monetizing your following, that's when bad things happen. You start doing all these crypto things, and you start selling other products, and then you promise and non-deliver, and then that's what happens. You know what I mean? That's the bad thing of having a following, because it does give you an incentive to monetize it, to make money off of it. You know what I mean? But again, that's again. What was that?
So you only live once, so I guess that's probably
yeah. You
why.
only live once, but again, I was like for me, I make enough money in real estate. You know what I mean? I like real estate. But again, maybe when I get to a level of I can make another $1 million there, fuck it, I'll just send them let's monetize it. But again, that's a longer conversation. I wouldn't do it. But again, some people have different mentalities, right? But the thing that I do know is that it's like real estate. You got to be ethical and moral. If you say something, you got to back it up. You know what I mean? Don't push it on others. Saying, "Oh, it wasn't my fault." Well, I always say, habits with money, they get amplified. They don't get reduced. So if you were a bad person initially, you're always going to be a bad person. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But again, yeah, those guys, that guys are great. They teach you great stuff, man. Again, him, Charles, what's it called, Aaron, Quentin. I met them all. I met them personally. Again, if I had any suggestions, Tony, just stick to real estate, man. Stick to selling real estate. Don't monetize. If somebody wants to be your mentee, yeah, perfect. But don't monetize your crowd, man. Yes, you can probably make a couple of more $1 million, but I know for a fact that once you make $1 million, like what else can you do with another extra $1 million? Like what else? Like if you can make a doctor's salary, that's it, man. You're set for life. If you can make it consistently for the rest of your life, that's it. I mean, that's pretty set. But yeah, I met all of those. I
was saying those communities, they provide future relationships and partnerships. Like I never would have met you if it wasn't for Justin. I never would have met.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they do. They do. It's great to be around similar-minded people. It's just when it comes where, like you said, once money gets involved, all the things come out. All the bad things come out, unfortunately. I mean, some people are ethical, some people are not. Some people hide their ethical behind the wall, and then once the wall gets down, like, oh shit. But yeah, again, yeah, network's always gonna be the best thing, right? But I always, again, that like for me, when I was taught, like, keep your ethics. Keep your ethics as the forefront, and you always will be successful.
Yeah, I was at a meetup on Saturday from another YouTuber, and they just airdropped this into my phone. I guess they sent it to everybody that was there.
I get you.
These guys wasn't there though.
No. What was that?
I was at a meetup on Saturday, and they just airdropped the flyer for this event for San Antonio. But that's why I asked.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people coming to San Antonio for that event. There's a lot of people. Yeah, definitely, man. Get your network up, but always have your antennas up, man. You know what I mean? Don't get swindled. What's called by the vibes. Some people, that's when people make mistakes. Like I made mistakes growing up as far as with paying mentorships with the gurus, the original gurus. These are now the new gurus. Because you get enamored, you know what I mean? You're in the same, and you get swindled. Well, your inhibitions go down and you start purchasing things that you wouldn't have just because you were there. But yeah, again, definitely connect with other people, man. Connect with people. Make sure you always have your antennas up again, and don't lower your ethics or your standards for anybody.
I'm not going though. I was just asking.
Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, man. Again, sorry for my soapbox moment there. But yeah, again, if you guys have any other things, again, I'll be here next week. I need to go do these things right now. If not, I'll stay here an hour. But I gotta go. This lady was just calling me right now when we were on the phone right now. She sent me a text. We were ready. So I got two things. Again, I gotta make sure the documents are prepared. Make sure the attorney gets the documents. Gotta go to the bank, get a cashier's check. Make sure I go do a walkthrough. Make sure she's gone because she said she was gone like a month ago. But she's been trickling down as far as taking her things off. So I want to make sure that as soon as she gets a check, I have a new lock on the key on the house, because I know these people already. So, and then I'm gonna show the other house that I just told you about today. But again, just being consistent. Again, I'm not anything special. The only thing special that I do have is consistency. Again, aside from that, everything else is the same. It's just that I'm consistent. You know what I mean? And if you're consistent in anything, you'll be successful. Again, you can have the tools or you cannot have the tools. You can put your notes, your account in one tablet, like $1 tablet, and you can make a lot of money there. But the key is here just being consistent.
Got it. All right, thanks, bro.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good weekend. Again, be consistent. That consistency kills all your competition. So stay consistent, stay, again, true to your word and true to what you do, and you'll be successful, guys.
I bet.
All right, guys. You guys be safe. I'll text you that